OFPG Voices is brought to you by the following sponsors. Board and Dice. Board and Dice designs and publishes family and strategy board games. Two of their most recent releases, Origins First Builders and Mandala Stones. They recently announced their Ally program, primarily aimed at welcoming and supporting people of color and the LGBTQ+ community in the hobby. Renegade Game Studios, publisher of The Fox in the Forest, Arboretum, and The Search for Planet X. To view their entire catalog, visit renegadegamestudios.com. Hi everybody, I'm Starla.
I'm Mick.
And we are
Our Fan Plays Games. Voices, yeah.
And welcome back everybody.
Yes.
We've got another jam-packed episode for you.
Yes, we do.
Yes, with some awesome contributors.
Yes.
Bringing the fun.
Yes.
When it comes to board games.
And information too.
Yeah.
Some good information.
Lots of information
that you need. Yes, some good information. I like that.
Yes. So, we're going to start this show off with the bang, with the how to play from Dwayne and Alicia from BlackBoard Gaming.
Yes.
They're going to talk about trekking through history.
Yes, that's a game that I think they really like.
Yeah.
And I think there was another trekking.
It was Trekking the World.
Yeah, it was Trekking the World that, Alicia really did like.
Yes, she does.
Yeah, she's all in that history. Me too. I'm in that history too. Yeah.
And then after that, we're going to have Juegos en La Mesa, our games on the table, with Daniel Miranda from Tlacuaches En La Mesa. And he's going to be talking about Subterra.
Okay.
That's an interesting game.
Yeah.
We have never played that.
We haven't played that, but it looks interesting.
It does.
We're going to hear about that.
And then we're going to get educated on how to get your board games to market, how to create them, from Fertessa Allyse with the Designer's Corner. And she wants to just kind of talk about how you're going to manage that playtesting feedback.
Yes.
Yeah, what do you do with
That's some good stuff there.
And how do you apply it?
Yes.
And last but not least, bringing in the funny.
Yeah.
We have Maggie, Megan, and Chris from We're Playing Games.
Yes.
And they're going to talk about games that remind them of going back to school.
Oh Lord, I know some of those
I don't know.
too. Yeah,
I don't know if I want games that remind me about going back to school.
But what they talk about, some of them do.
But they're funny, so I know you guys are gonna enjoy it.
Yeah.
So sit back, buckle up, and we're about to have some fun, y'all.
But first, we got to hear some good words and some good wisdom from my lady right here, Starla, with her Good Human segment.
Hi everybody, and welcome back to another segment of Good Humans. Well, I was trying to figure out something else I could say about the importance of being a good human and why the world needs more good humans. So last week, I shared a post on my Facebook page which stated, "The world is full of good people. If you can't find one, be one." And that kind of resonated with me, that if we don't see good people around us, then it is our job to be that good person. And that also made me think about why I'm so focused on this whole good humans topic. And I know it's because we want the world to be a better place. We want the board game hobby to be more inviting. And the only way we're going to achieve those things is if people are good to each other. So here are my top five reasons why I think the world needs more good humans. Good humans are selfless, and they do good things in the world. That's number one. Number two, good humans are considerate, caring, and thoughtful. They think about others. Number three, good humans can be trusted, and you want to be around people you can trust. Number four, good humans value the rights of others. They understand that what you do in your life is your business, and what they do in their lives is their business. And you have the right to live your life the way you want to live it. And last but not least is number five. Good humans make this world livable because they foster peace and joy, and they know that doing what's right is the right thing to do, and they make the world a happier place because they're selfless. They're all those things that I mentioned in 1 through 4, and we need people like that in our lives, in this hobby, and just in the world at large. And now I know being a good human, it can be difficult. You've got to make tough decisions. You know, you've got to do some things that you may think are hard to do because it's just easier just to not be good. But it's always great to take that extra step and go that extra mile to do something good for someone else. Can you imagine a world that was filled with nothing but bad humans? I cannot. I would never want to live in a world where there weren't some good humans. Because good humans are always there to help balance the scale. Because we're always going to have bad humans. But because we have good humans here to help balance it out, it makes the world a place where you have hope. You have hope for something better. You have hope to achieve a place where everybody can be happy, be their authentic selves, and just have more, do more, be more, and care more, and just make the world better. We need those good humans. And like the saying said, if you don't see a good human, then you need to be a good human. Just, take the time to focus on being selfless sometimes. Say a good word to somebody for no reason. Brighten someone's day. Do something nice for someone. Don't expect anything in return. And just try to make this world better. Some people do this thing where they go to Starbucks or some other place and, they pay for someone's coffee that's behind them. It's kind of pass it on type mentality. That's a good human. And we just need more of that in this world. So I'm not going to belabor the message or the point. Just the world needs more good humans. And I hope that you guys are trying to be that for this world. And as we always say here at OFPG Voices, our goal is to make this world a better place, one board gamer at a time.
What's up, folks? I'm Dwayne.
I'm Alicia
from BlackBoard Gaming.
Today, we're going to talk about trekking through history.
Trekking Through History is designed by Charlie Bink and published by Underdogs Games.
Let's go to the table for a brief overview of Trekking Through History.
This is Trekking Through History set up on the table. And what the players are doing is they are traveling back in time to participate in historical events that are represented by these era cards. So they can go to 1903 and fly with the Wright brothers. Or they can go to 1762 and take a bite out of the first sandwich, my personal favorite. Or they can go to 1504 and sculpt with Michelangelo. The game is going to last 3 eras, and each era has its own deck of era cards. So we're in the first era. We have the deck of first era cards, shuffle and display. And then we have the era 2 and the era 3 shuffle and placed off to the side. So on the player's turn, the player's going to do just one thing. They're going to draft a card from the display. So let's say the first player decides they want to go to 1762. So what the first thing they have to do is they have to pay time. So at the beginning of the game, each player is going to get a pocket watch of their chosen color and they're going to place it on this clock. And so in order for me to draft this, get this card, I have to pay 2 time. So I will move this to the 2 o'clock position. And then I will gain experience tokens. So if you look up top, there's 4 different experience tokens. Actually 5. There is the person, the event, the innovation, and progress. And then there's a while. So drafting this, I get an event token. Experience token. I also get a progress token. Then all these cards will slide. So the next player decides that they're going to go to 1903 to see the Wright brothers fly. They spend one time, and then they're going to get 2 person experience tokens as well as a progress token. And then guess what? It's their turn again. So whoever's farthest back will be the next player. Now, there are these crystals that each player is going to start the game with one, and they can spend as many crystals as they want on their turn to lower that time by 1. So when I went to see the first sandwich eaten, I could have spent my 1 crystal that I started the game with and made that just 1. But, I decided not to do that. So, how do you score points in this game? Well, at the beginning of the game, Each player is going to get 4 of these itinerary cards, and they're going to choose one to play with. So I got this event experience, so I placed that here. Got that progress experience, I placed that here. So if you see these numbers, whenever I gain experience tokens and cover those numbers up, I will gain those points immediately. I can also gain points from the cross. So over here, if I get a person token experience here and an event experience here, I would get 8 points. The main way to score points though is by creating treks. So treks are timelines in chronological order. So I visited here. Let's say next time I decide to go here. So now that's creating a timeline. And you will score, the more cards you have in a trek, the more points you will score at the end of the game. Now whenever you gain a card that's out of the timeline, you would just sweep these up and start another trek, and you score points off that second trek. Now when the game ends after the third era, and all the players will count up their points, and whoever has the most points will be the winner of Trekking Through History. So as you all know, my wife's the history buff. So that's why I got this game for her. But after playing this game, what I really liked about it, it does provoke that thought process of, if there was anywhere in history I wanted to go visit, where would it be? You know.
That is an interesting question. What I found fun about this game was some of the interesting facts I learned. Like, I believe she was a Japanese princess, and apparently she did not want to get married. So she amassed a small fortune by defeating her potential suitors in wrestling matches.
Well, I'm glad you didn't feel that way. Wow. Now, if I wanted to go visit somewhere, I would want to go to when Stan Lee first started Marvel Comics. I would have loved to experience that, you know.
I can see that. I mean, I'm sure he didn't even know how big it would become.
Yeah, I know, but I would definitely want to be there.
You know, I think it would be interesting to see the Wright brothers get their flying machine up in the air at Kitty Hawk.
Okay. No. Well, all right, let's get to the game. So, did you like this game?
Yes, I did. Again, it wasn't an in-depth study of history that I enjoy, but it was a fun way to explore some of the pivotal moments of the human story.
Yeah, and you know what I really liked about it is because, you know, we both love trekking the world.
Yes.
So when I got Trekking Through History, I was kind of thinking it might be the same way. No, this game is different.
It is.
But it's simple. You know, it's simple to learn, but it has that little strategy where you're trying to place those memory tokens on the itinerary board to score those points, and you get to choose one. So that adds that complexity.
Yeah.
But it's so easy in a theme that is approachable and thought-provoking.
And family-friendly.
Yeah, so there you have it. We both like Trekking Through History. See you guys later.
Hola Tlacuaches, mi nombre es Daniel y bienvenidos a otro video aquí en Tlacuaches en la Mesa. Y un gran saludo a Our Family Plays Games. Hoy vamos a checar Subterra. En Subterra, tú tomas el papel de un explorador, que formas parte de este equipo que caen dentro de una caverna y están completamente atrapados. Tu objetivo es salir de esa caverna antes de que las luces en tus linternas se acaben y seas consumido por la oscuridad. Subterra es un juego cooperativo, lo que significa que tú y los demás jugadores van a estar trabajando en equipo para poder vencer al juego. Cada uno de ustedes va a recibir un personaje diferente y todos tienen la intención de salir con vida de esta caverna antes de que el mismo juego utilice esta oscuridad que vive dentro de esta caverna para consumirte y así que pierdas el juego. En tu turno vas a recibir 2 puntos de acciones. los cuales vas a utilizar para tomar un número de acciones durante el juego. Las acciones son variadas. Por una de tus acciones puedes revelar. Vas a tomar una de estas losetas y unirla al tablero. Otra de tus acciones es moverte de espacio a espacio. Otra de tus acciones es explorar, lo que significa que vas a tomar una de estas losetas y es forzosamente que te muevas dentro de ella. Por 2 de tus acciones puedes correr, lo que te ayuda a moverte más rápido en el tablero. Y por 2 de tus acciones puedes ayudar a tus compañeros. Los puedes curar o te puedes curar a ti mismo. Y todas estas acciones que los jugadores van a estar tomando van a provocar que los peligros que viven dentro de esta caverna aparezcan. Va a haber inundaciones, el cual te va a costar 2 de tus acciones para poder nadar a través de esos espacios. Puede que aparezca gas venenoso, el cual puede afectar tu vida. También va a haber rocas que caen del techo y que pueden causar que te desmayes. Y lo más peligroso en el juego es de que aparezcan los monstruos. Después de que todos los jugadores hayan tomado sus acciones, los monstruos representados por estos discos se van a mover en el tablero. Si es que te llegan a alcanzar, estás acabado. Inmediatamente te desmayas. Y después de todo esto, vas a tener que jalar una de estas cartas. Estas cartas indican el peligro que se va a estar activando en el siguiente turno. Los jugadores van a tomar sus acciones. El mismo juego va a tomar su turno con la intención de detenerte, de destruirte. Y todo esto va a estar pasando hasta que jales esta carta. Esta carta de aquí indica que las luces en tus linternas se terminaron. Pero ahí está la cosa. El juego aún no acaba. Cada vez que acabes tu turno, vas a tener que girar un dado. Si te sale 1, 2 o 3, automáticamente eres consumido por la oscuridad. Si te sale 4, 5 o 6, puedes seguir tomando turnos. Así hasta que logres salir de la caverna o que todos los jugadores pierdan. Y ahí es cuando se acaba el juego. Tlacuaches, déjenme decirles que el juego es muy difícil de ganar. Lo he jugado bastantes veces y el número de victorias que tengo sobre Subterra son muy poquitas. Pero eso no importa porque disfruto bastante jugar Subterra. Todo lo que está pasando en el tablero durante el juego tiene sentido. El hecho de que aparezcan inundaciones y que te cueste trabajo atravesar, de moverte de espacio a espacio a través del agua, tiene sentido. Cuando aparecen rocas que caen del techo y que las tengas que remover para poder continuar tu camino, también tiene sentido. El gas venenoso que te puede matar y el hecho de que es una cueva nueva para ti y que no sabes qué es lo que vive en la oscuridad y que pueden aparecer monstruos. Súper temático el juego. Pero que nada de esto te espante, ¿ok? Cada uno de los jugadores que vas a estar usando cuenta con habilidades diferentes, lo cual va a provocar que cada juego se sienta distinto y así vas a tener un poquito de ayuda para poder vencer a este juego. Tlacuaches, si te gustan los juegos en los que puedes trabajar en equipo, más aparte estás buscando un juego que te venga con un gran desafío, te recomiendo bastante Subterra. Ojalá se den la oportunidad de checar este gran juego y nos estamos viendo en el siguiente video aquí en Tlacuaches en la Mesa. Y ya.
Hello, my name is Fertessa Allyse, and today I am talking about playtesting feedback. Last time I talked about how to get your first playtesters, but this time I want to talk about ways of receiving feedback and their pros and cons. The first is recording video of a playtest session. The pro of this is that it gives you a lot of flexibility with the timing. You can have people record their gaming session without you there. Maybe you can't even make it. is it doesn't matter location. They can record it and then send it to you at any time, and then you can watch it at your convenience, which is great. It also will allow you to fully see how people react, their body language, how they interact with the components of your game, and how they learn the game without you being there. The con of this is that you don't have control over the video quality, the audio quality, and it's going to be harder to ask follow-up questions. So just keep that as an asterisk. I think that recording video would be great on top of actually being there and writing notes during the session as well. But if you can't, I think that it still works really nicely to record video or to live stream it. I've had Zoom sessions recording playtests, and that still has been effective as well. Number 2, writing all feedback. For me, this is my preferred method. Writing all feedback is just like it sounds. I write everything down. It doesn't matter if I think that it's relevant to the game or that it's something I'm going to use. I just write it down. Whatever happens in the playtest, and then whatever the playtesters say and feel. The pro of this is that I have this detailed account of the playtest sessions, and I can go back at any point in time and know why I made the decisions that I made. It's also, I think, is good because as a playtester, if I see a designer writing down what I'm saying, I feel like they are actively listening. So that just feels good for me, and I want my playtesters to feel like they are being heard. And it doesn't matter if I actually use what they are doing or not, but I am hearing them and I appreciate their time. So I think that is important, and that's why I like writing it all down. The con to this is it's very time consuming. I'm not gonna lie. It's going to take a lot of time to write it down, and it's going to take a lot of time afterwards to sift through it. But hey, on the bright side, you have all the time in the world to sift through it. You can write it down at the session and then say, you know what, I'm not in a good mindset to process it right now, and come back to it later. And that's usually what I prefer to do, and that works great. So I fully recommend the write it all down method. Number 3, writing answers to specific questions. This one's a bit of a compromise because rather than writing everything down, you are having more targeted sessions. So you may go in saying, hey, I made this change and I want you to see if you can break the game, or I want you to see, does this make the game more fun? Maybe you change something in the graphic design, anything like that. You have these targeted questions. And so you are only writing down answers to those questions. The pro of this is that, again, you're going to get very targeted feedback, and it can help tell playtesters what to focus on whenever they go into the playtest. The con is that you may then miss out on some other useful feedback because you're only choosing to focus on certain aspects of the game. So just be very clear about what you want, and be careful that you don't ostracize your playtesters because they can't give general feedback and they want to. At the beginning of your playtest, you want to make it very clear that you're looking for specific feedback and what that feedback is. Because there is no worse feeling than getting to the end of a 2-hour game session and then being told, hold on to all that you have to say. I only want to know the answers to X, Y, and Z. That feels horrible. That feels very frustrating. So there's nothing wrong with targeted feedback, but it's very important that you make that upfront, or you make that clear upfront, so there are no hard feelings at the end of the playtest. Number 4, having a playtest form. For a playtest form, the pro of this is going to be consistent questions that you had time to think about beforehand, and then tracking statistics. I think that it's great for tracking like the ages or whatever details that you need to know about your playtesters or a certain aspect of the game, particularly if you are trying to figure out something with the numbers in the game. The con of having a playtest form is that it can easily make you miss out on some very useful feedback. A playtest form is a bit different because instead of you writing the notes, it is depending on your playtester to be able to verbalize why they felt a certain way about a game. It's hard for people to do that even just talking. So writing it is going to be usually a harder task. I've done playtest forms a couple of times, and sometimes I'll get one sentence, a couple of words, maybe not even a sentence. Sometimes they're just blank. And then you also have to factor in handwriting. Everybody's handwriting is not the same. Everybody's handwriting is not legible. And then as a game designer, you are putting more work on your playtesters when you give them a form to fill out. They have already done work by learning this new game and playing this game. And now you want them to take more time and write down their thoughts on this paper. And again, it's not the worst thing in the world, but it makes it harder. It makes a barrier because some people are not going to be able to write down their thoughts that way. And sometimes it's going to be easier if you figure out the right question to get the answers that you are looking for. So with a playtest form, you can get that very consistent data. But when it comes to actual thoughts and feelings about the game, I think that it tends to be less effective with getting deeper playtest feedback. The last bit is going to be no notes at all. I've seen designers sit down and have no notebooks, no recording device. They just sit down and they're going to use their memory to record what's happening in the session. The pros of this, I don't think there's any pros of this. Personally, I think that this is something that's fine to do if you are demoing a game. The game is pretty much done and you just want to expose the game. That's great. But be very upfront that this is a demo, not a playtest. You're not looking for feedback, and we have no problems. If you allow a person to play a game and then at the end they have feedback and they didn't know that you have no intention of changing anything in your game because you're demoing it, that's another feel bad moment. So just make sure to communicate about that if that's the case with your game. If you are playtesting and you are changing things in your game, then I don't think that I would recommend going in without any sort of device to record what you're seeing or what people are saying. As a playtester, it feels like it's going to go in one ear and out the other. And maybe you have a really, really good memory, but there's a lot going on at conventions or wherever we're playtesting. And I think it just would look good to have some sort of recording device for the people that took the time to play your game. And later, if you did forget something, you have something to reference. So please, if you are playtesting, have some way to record it, whether it's specific, whether it's everything, whether it's video, anything like that is better than nothing at all. And that will end my session. I hope that this was helpful, and I hope that you find a style that works for you. All right, see you next time.
Hi everybody, welcome back. It's September, which is back to school month, so we're going to be telling you some of our favorite games that remind us of going back to school.
School's back for autumn. You're gonna learn stuff. We're gonna see facts on cards. What? We're gonna learn about history.
Wow.
And we're gonna have a lot of fun. Which learning is always fun in my opinion.
Nerd. Welcome, everybody.
Let's go.
First up, we have Ark Nova, a game about building a zoo, supporting conservation efforts.
Honey, I built a zoo.
Honey, I built a zoo.
Chris has been playing this game like every morning for the last week.
It plays really great solo.
Chris, why do you like this game so much?
I like it because there's a very fun balance of how you take actions in this game. If you wait longer, they become more powerful, but you might be putting off wanting to do something really cool, like bringing lions or zebras into your zoo.
You gotta have lions first.
Well,
If there aren't lions, I'm not going.
well, that's
No
the thing.
lies.
You gotta bring in the cool animals to make your zoo well attended, but you also have to pay attention to make sure that you have a scientifically sound and ethically responsible zoo at the same time.
Like Cincinnati.
Like Cincinnati Zoo.
Labyrinthos by friend of the show, Lindsay Road. This is a great game about the Greek myth of the Minotaur.
Yes?
Of the Minotaur. I was worried that I said the wrong mythical animal.
Well, it's back to school month. It's a time to learn.
You play one of these little guys that are being sacrificed to the Minotaur, and you're trying to rush around and find all the keys and get out.
Chris, kind of like you were saying, Ark Nova builds. This game also kind of builds in a way. You start out with all the
Fewer
same
powers.
powers, but then it gets more asymmetrical as it goes along. But it's a really great, I think, easy beginner asymmetry game. You could play this with a family of, I would say, older kids, middle school age, definitely.
It's like a dungeon crawl, so you're revealing
Yeah.
tiles and...
If you want to trap your friends at the end of a hall with a giant monster, this is the game for you.
Plus, you can just like look at them so hard, blood squirts out.
Pretty cool.
Wow!
Also, it includes Medusa and Cerberus.
Some of us were not Greek myth fans, and were Jane Austen fans as kids.
Girls.
For those back-to-school freaks, I recommend marrying Mr. Darcy. This is a very fun game, very easy to pick up, where you play as all of the women in Pride and Prejudice, and you're looking for the right suitor. You have to advance your wit, advance your cunning, advance your beauty, advance your friendliness.
Yes.
Learn about what it took to be a Regency-era woman.
You have to be hospitable and polite.
And don't put your foot in your mouth at high tea.
Don't look too hard at the sailors, the militiamen.
So there's fun history lessons about gender and romance. There's fun Pride and Prejudice lessons like, who is Mr. Darcy? Who's that guy? He's on this card. Let's look at him. Now I know what Chris's favorite subject in school was.
Recess. Wow, this is Ice Cool 2.
Ice Cool 2!
Congrats, Chris!
I always have a hard time pronouncing it. It's a little bit of a tongue twister for me, but in Ice Cool 2, you play as penguins running around the halls, slipping, sliding their way around, trying to get as many fish as they can, and avoid the stink eye of a hall monitor.
Ooh, This game is incredible. I mean, this is high art, the board game.
We should also mention that it's a dexterity game and you're flicking little penguins around
And
in a
sometimes
big
it
3D
hurts.
school.
Just like it's important to learn at school and have breaks in your learning for playtime, games can be a really great place to learn, and sometimes a game is just a game, and it's just fun to have fun with it.
Thanks, Mom.
That's why we like Ice Cool 2.
The recess game.
Honorable mention, shout outs go to Wingspan. Great back to school game with bird facts. Role player, you want to do math? Get that red folder working for you? Bing.
PAX Pamir. Obsession. Freedom the Underground Railroad. There are a lot of great games that are doing a lot of intentional things about learning, or sometimes unintentional things about learning, and you pick up the lessons along the way.
Wow, we really love to tell you to think harder about your games and how they affect your growing, supple minds.
Even though we're dum-dums.
But we're also
dum-dums.
Games.
Oh my goodness. Another great episode
Another
from
great
our
one.
awesome contributors.
Yes. Another great one. You know, I'm really, that trekking through history seems pretty cool.
It does.
Yeah, it's I remember they were doing the Kickstarter for it, so it's something interesting to see.
Yeah, Dwayne, he explained it. He explained how the game
he always
goes.
does it,
and made it interesting. So now we got to look at it
so
now.
So trekking through history. Yeah, okay.
So stop making us buy games, Dwayne.
Yes. And it's just Subterra might have to do that.
Yeah,
might have to do it.
Daniel made that one interesting too.
It's very interesting. Might have to do it. I said, do I get a green light?
Oh gosh, you guys!
Do I get a green light?
You're making this hard for me.
Hey! They bring up some good stuff.
I know. I love that. I love it.
And like Fertessa, these folk need to listen to her. Even the ones that's doing stuff now.
Yes.
Even the people doing it. Take the feedback from playtesting before it comes out.
And apply it.
Before it comes out. Let's do that, people. Let's do that.
This is sound advice that you need to take and
get that advice and take it.
So yeah.
And then with Maggie and Megan and Chris. Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Arc Nova seems like you're going to school, but I still love it. I still love that game, even though it makes you feel like you're going to school. And then there's another game that makes you feel like you're going to school, but it's a great game.
Okay.
Terraform Mars. Yes. Terraform Mars.
But that was not part of their list.
I'm just saying. I'm just throwing that one in.
Yeah, but that's not
I'm just throwing that in because it tells you about terraforming Mars.
That has nothing to do with.
I'm just letting you know. I'm letting you know.
But their games were awesome.
Yes, it was.
Mary,
yes,
Mr.
it was.
Darcy, and Ice Cool 2.
Now I played Ice Cool 1.
Yeah, we haven't played 2.
Because like your little penguins in going to school and you gotta flicker. It's a dexterity game, and it was pretty cool. And then you get Ice Cool 2. You put them both together. It's a huge thing. So that's pretty cool.
And then they talked about Labyrinthos, which is interesting. So they always bring the fun.
They always bring the fun.
So we appreciate them.
I appreciate them. We appreciate all of them. Love them all.
We love our sponsors.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
Thank you guys so much for helping us keep this program going. We really love it. Thanks so much.
We love it. Yes, we're so glad that you're supporting diverse voices and helping us bring these voices to life. We love that.
Yes.
We love that. Love it. Yes.
Before we get out of here, we've got to tell you about some things that are coming up.
Ooh.
Yes. So first up is AfroCon.
Yes.
And that's coming October 8th. It's going to be right here in Omaha at the Metropolitan Community College.
Yes.
And if you want more information, visit afroconomaha.com.
Yes.
And we had the privilege of doing a commercial for them because we're also sponsors.
We're sponsors.
AfroCon. So Grant did a bang up job on this commercial. We want you guys to take a look at it. So check it out.
Here we go.
AfroCon celebrates geek culture without ethnic boundaries, a safe space where geek and black culture thrive and excel together via RPG, board games, cosplay, and more. Join us October 8th at the MCC Center for Advanced and Emerging Technologies and
Get your geek on at AfroCon!
For tickets, info, and more, visit afroconomaha.com. All right, we hope you enjoyed that AfroCon commercial.
Yes.
Unfortunately, we're not going to make it to AfroCon.
No.
Even though we're sponsors.
Yes.
We were already booked to go to Save Against FearCon in York, PA.
Yes.
And that's where we'll be.
Yes. And we're going to be excited to be there because we're doing a panel there about representation in board gaming.
Yes, we are.
So we're excited to be on that panel up in York, Pennsylvania. So, remember, Save Against Fear. If you're around there, near there, come on and see us.
Visit us.
Yeah, we'll be there.
But also come to AfroCon, even though we won't be there.
Yes, if you're in Omaha or close by, come to AfroCon. Yes.
And
now,
last but not least.
Yes, the last thing is that this weekend on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, that's the 23rd, 24th, and 25th of September, we'll be at NewCon. Yes. Right here. Well, kind of, sort of in Omaha, but really in Council Bluffs at the Mac Center.
Yes.
We'll be there all 3 days doing some stuff. We're going to have a hot games area so you can play some of the hotness out there and board games. Yes. And then also on the 24th, we're going to have a live show. Yes. A live show at 1 p.m. And it's going to be a panel with a lot of board game folks who do content creation and publishers here, doing some, we're going to be talking about their top 10 games in the collection that they want folks to play. Yes. So you got to come out and see what games are in our collection that we want you to play. So come on out and check that out. So it's going to be September 23rd, 24th, and 25th at the Mac Center in Council Bluffs. That's just right over the river. I call Council Bluffs kind of like a suburb of Omaha. So it's right across the river. It's nowhere.
I don't think our people gonna.
I know they're not gonna like that. We still love y'all. We still love y'all. So definitely come check us out if you're there. We're also going to have a giveaway right during the show. So definitely be there and see that. And it's going to be live too. It's going to be online, so you can see it online too. Yeah. So we're going to be doing our stuff.
So so we'll be at NewCon coming up. We've got Save Against Fear Con coming up. We'll have AfroCon coming up.
It's a lot of stuff.
Yeah, and then in November we'll be at BGG Con. So we're going to be busy.
We're going to be everywhere. Now the next episode for OFPG Voices is October 5th. So remember that and look out for that, definitely. Now Starla, tell us, where can we get these nice merch?
Good
right now I got Good Humans on for you. Got Good Humans. So where can we get this good merch?
Well, if you want merch for OFPG Voices, Our Family Plays Games, visit us at spring.com and check out our catalog of merchandise.
That's cool. Now Starla, we have surpassed 20,000 in our subscriber count, and thank you so much for everybody out there for helping us do that. We're just growing this big OFPG family. We love that, but we want to grow it. We want to keep on going. We want more people in this in our community. So hey, Starla, how can we get them to see us and find us out there? Where can they find OFPG and OFPG Voices?
Well, if you're looking for Our Family Plays Games and Our Family Plays Games Voices, or OFPG Voices, you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, right here on YouTube.
Right here. Now, family, thank you so much for coming out and checking out these incredible and beautiful voices, and definitely check out our sponsors and kind of support them too. But hey, we definitely want you to keep with the questions and the comments, because we love hearing it and seeing it. But there's one thing we want you to always know. We love you.
Bye everybody.
Now.